What's going on, guys? Kevin here to bring you a brand new video today. Today we're going to be doing day 4 of Horror October. And today's film that we're going to be discussing that I watched last night is Goodnight, Mommy. This is quite a different film to watch if you're into horror movies. For one thing, it's a foreign language film. I know those aren't for everyone. I personally really enjoy it and enjoyed this film specifically. And it's also just paced a lot differently than regular horror movies. And also, it was listed on like a list of like top most messed up like horror movies ever. And honestly, there are some parts that are like kind of like fucked, like okay, like wow. But like it's not that bad in my opinion. Like it's not like terribly messed up the whole time. For a lot of it, it's a lot like slower pace and there's not a whole lot going on. But with that being said, I think the movie is super good. Um, this might be like this probably is my favorite film so far, um, for this horror October, or at least it's up there. It's hard to say, but yeah, I really like this one. It's Goodnight Mommy is about two kids who come to see someone who claims to be their mom, but perhaps isn't because she has like a wrapping on her face and she's like being like suspicious and she's like acting out in certain ways that just don't seem right to these younger kids, and they begin to like suspect something, so like they start like doing different things to try to find out if it's really her, if it's really their actual mom, or if it's like someone else. And so with that, they do a bunch of stuff to try to like figure out if she is who she says she is, and they end up finally seeing her without her bandages, and she looks a lot like this person in this photo who is also their mom. So they look a lot similar, but also there's like a picture of the mom with another person who looks very similar to her. So they begin to wonder if that's really who it is. And yeah, and it gets pretty intense towards the end with like them the kids basically start torturing her to try to like get her to tell them where the real mom is, and trying to get her to prove that she's actually the mom. And yeah, it gets a little crazy in the sense that it's two 10-year-old kids like doing these crazy things to their mom, so you're kind of like, oh shit, like what are these kids doing, like oh my god. Yeah, there's no like huge payoff at the end of all that, other than spoilers alert. In case it wasn't made clear that I am spoiling the movie for this review. Um, there's not much of a payoff until at the end when they kill this imposter mom, but they never find out where their actual mom was. And the woman who was like the imposter, like never tells them where their mom was, and you're kind of just like left to wonder, like what had happened. And I wish it had. I kind of wish it had like gone further to like, explain more details of that. But the main thing was that they killed the imposter. The younger kids did. The younger kids literally killed someone, um, and escaped the house. But then there's like this weird twist that comes out of left field that's just so fucking mind-boggling. So these kids are supposed to be like twins, and you would think the whole time, it's easy to think the whole time like, yeah, they're just twins, they're both alive, they're both real people. But no, actually, one of them is not real. One of the twins is just um, in the imagination of the other, and that's how they find out that the mom is an imposter, because the mom is supposed to be able to see the other twin, but she doesn't. So like that's like where it gets pretty wacky there, I gotta say. But overall, like this movie is just done so well, and that like it can feel like it's like a lot slower paced, but like it's still like so enjoyable. Like there's a lot of like very quiet moments that are just like super engaging and just really interesting to watch. What's going on with these kids and this other woman, and yeah, like it can feel slow, but like it's really still enjoyable in the end. And I would say like basically the whole time, like even though like not a whole lot, I'll say like not a whole lot like goes on in this film throughout the entire thing, but like throughout the entire film, there's not there's basically not a single moment where you're like, oh, why are they doing this? This doesn't feel relevant. I'm bored. Like it's always something that's like relevant to like what's occurring with these kids and this supposed mom. It all like ties in. um, Everything felt like it all just like wove together perfectly, I'll just say. And I just really liked it. I was expecting like a movie that would be like so fucked up, and I was like kind of like afraid, low key, because like this was on that list of like most messed up movies. So yeah, I mean, I'm glad it didn't like make me have trouble sleeping, but there are certainly some moments where you're like, wow, they did that. Like they super glue this imposter mom's mouth shut, and then they like cut it open later to like get her to talk again, and she like bleeds from like the inside of her mouth. That's pretty like graphic, especially for like two like 10-year-old kids to be doing that. Like shit, dude. Anyways, I'm really glad I watched this movie. It's available on Hulu, which is nice. And I really enjoyed it, despite it being subtitled. Not an issue for me at all. Um, yeah. So, as far as the rating goes for this movie, I'm actually going to give it a 9.4 out of 10. Like, I don't think it's like perfect, but it's super good. It's a super good movie. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please be sure to leave a like if you have enjoyed, and make sure to subscribe to see future content and for more episodes of Horror October. I'll see you guys in the next one.